to the Sexual and Reproductive Health for Your Information Campaign information session. Today we are joined by Thato Mphuthi. We are still on Constitution Hill. Constitution Hill has been really gracious to offer a space to have rights-based conversation. And Mphuthi is very much in the activism space, very much in the women's space, and very much in the people living with disabilities space. Thank you so much for joining us. Let's give us a 411 about your work.
Oh my God. So my name is Thato Mphuthi. I'm the current sitting president of Young Urban Women Active Citizen, which is an advocacy group that deals with issues that impact and that negatively impact the lives of young women.
Right.
So we have focus areas whereby we focus on sexual and reproductive health rights and justice. We look at economic justice, climate justice, decent and unpaid care work. So we explore like a whole lot of things like mental health. So we have like our monthly meetings where we do this like empowerment training, and I think also being part of that be inspiring because some of the young people within that advocacy group were part of the conversations, consultancy conversation with the president to say young people need to have a minimum wage.
Right.
So yeah, we're just out there trying to do the most.
You are doing the most, and I like the fact that your work deals with some of the intersections, right?
Yeah.
I mean, if you don't have economic means, the chances of you being able to, in a dignified manner, access sexual and reproductive health services is limited, because if you've got the money, you can just purchase it.
Right.
And if you don't have the money, then you have to go to public health system. That public health system is struggling with that. I mean, I cannot say that there isn't work being done, but it's definitely starting to meaningfully provide women and save women from dying. So you spoke about services that you give. The getting involved in sexual and reproductive health. You said not even health, justice.
Yeah.
Talk me through justice.
Okay.
What do you mean by justice?
So the justice part, that's where we aim to hold government accountable, right? Like on your section 27, I think Act 92 of 1998.
Right.
That's where you get your choice of termination of pregnancy,
Yes.
right? So that's an act that's there, but
Right.
a lot of young people don't know about it.
Right.
And also even some health practitioners are very clueless about it. Like for instance, I walk in and I'm a Thato and I want to access services such as an abortion service, and because they are anti-choice, I wouldn't like be given the space to actually get the service, which the Constitution clearly states that I can do. So we're just looking at those small loopholes within the Constitution and educate our people to say, okay, so this is what it means, and then we're able to like have like a petition, just go crazy and make them uncomfortable, because there's a saying that I normally use to say, make them uncomfortable until they become accountable.
Right.
So that's what we really want to achieve with the justice part of the sexual and reproductive health.
That's amazing. So what I'm thinking about as you're speaking is, have you had incidences where women have come to you to say, you know what, I went to this place to try and get contraceptive access, to get access to maybe even antenatal care for those who chosen to carry a pregnancy, or those who wanted to have an abortion, who say to you, look, this is fake. And when we got there, people were like, I see yes,
I get that pretty much all the time.
right.
To a point where I'm a social worker. I'm a receptionist, I'm a social worker, because people constantly call in like, okay, Thato, I went here and this is what happened. So because I'm a very vocal person, when you come with the problem, the first thing I'm going to ask is, were you able to throw it to the complaint box? Because every facility has a complaint box.
Yeah.
You can't read this. Okay, maybe you can, but before you actually consult me to say, I have a complaint on 1, 2, 3, what did you do?
Right.
So I always advise them to use that complaint box, and then it sort of like gives weight to what you are complaining about. Because when we go, we just show up. Like we go there, we like lodge the complaint on this and this day, and we've been contacted. What's this? And understanding that we don't work in isolation. There are other people like your right to know that we can always consult to say this is a mental that we face with. with, and we aren't really sure how to go about it. So we then refer them to someone who is in that field. But I always advise that people lodge their complaints, even if you go to a pharmaceutical, a government pharmacy, and you sit there for like 3 hours. I've had people had to sit there for like 6 hours waiting to get their medication. And that's absolutely nonsense. That's not how it should be. And I'm very impressed because I'm a person who likes complaining a lot. Because I would also like have to go collect chronic medication. But now I recently went and I didn't even spend more than 2 hours. You know, so it shows that the more you make noise, actually someone pays attention, because they're trying to shut you up. So they are forced to improve the service. So you must use your voice to speak out at all times.
I mean, look, clearly the girl that you're busy doing this thing. I'm curious about the responsibility side. I think for me, like, we're always practicing, so am I right? But we never really, not that we never, but I think we don't outline clearly enough what they're really impressed by the fact that you also say, okay, fine, this happens, you waited 6 hours, what have you done? Because that's the responsibility you've got. Because once you step in, you're stepping in to say, complaint was lodged a week ago, this person still hasn't been contacted, what's going on? Then it's like, at least the first step I've taken, and if I don't have the capacity to take further steps, we know that we're referring to FSC. So that's a very, very important thing, I think, in the activism space, because sometimes that also means, you know, we just get in there, we are there, we multiply it, and we don't even check what the scenario is. So I wanted to really just talk about particularly access to sexual and reproductive health services for women, and just get into like a chilled conversation about, for you, what has been your own personal struggles when it comes to not necessarily access to service, first of all, just like internal struggles when it comes to identity.
Okay. Sure. So I identify as a gender fluid person, right? Already on its own, that's very challenging.
When I explain gender fluids,
that's strong. Because this is where I want to go. Because people will be like, what is gender fluid in Sesotho? And maybe I can explain it, but they don't take it. So if it doesn't have a Sesotho name or a Sesotho name, then it's not African. So it doesn't exist to us. So part of the struggles I've faced, I'll tell you about my personal experience, where I went to a local clinic, they know themselves, and trying to access contraceptives. And it wasn't even because I had already started being sexual active, but you know, when you get exposed to information and stuff, you're like, okay, let me take a step into ensuring that my well-being is secure, right? And the first thing they said to me was, you have a disability. So that's the first thing they saw, that you have a disability. Why would you wanna access and in my head I'm like, my disability has nothing to do with my sexuality, right? So it's some of those challenges that you if you're not a very strong person, it might break you. Because I would have had an option of walking away and not doing anything about it, but instead I stayed there and I was like, I want the services and I'm gonna get it.
But what is the argument? Like, you've got a disability,
so
what happens to you wanting to have sex? What happens?
You should, because there's a whole lot of stereotypes and stigma behind disability as well. Because just look at a person who's on a wheelchair, if they're pregnant, just check the stairs around the person. Like, uyenze kanjani? You know,
like, we're not in the business of demonstrating, but we all know how pregnancy happens.
Exactly, right. So there's just a whole lot of barriers, especially for persons or women living with disabilities, or women who identify as queer, women who identify as lesbian, because they ask you, uyenzani contraceptives because awulali namadoda, you know. So it's just those challenges. I think people have a right to choose what they want to do with their bodies. At the end of the day, it's their bodies. They make the decisions, right? And also this thing of not having youth-friendly corners in clinics, it's really annoying, you know?
I think it's the obsession with trying to figure out that if a person is not heterosexual, like because the question of contraceptive because you're homosexual is literally aligned with, but you don't have sex like that. So if you don't have sex like that, how then do you then need a contraceptive? But then you don't know, maybe I'm having sex for work. Maybe sexual play with the penis is a thing that I enjoy. Maybe I'm not homosexual, I'm bisexual. Do you know what I mean? Like, there's so many things that could be involved there, but the obsession with is like a big thing. Like, I know for myself, I didn't wake up knowing all this stuff. I know for myself, like, I struggled a lot with understanding different scenarios to different people, and also actually just getting my nose out of other people's business, because why do I have to know everything?
True.
So if I know, then what?
Is there anyone who comes and saying, Kanyisa, how do you have sex? No.
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 Unfortunately.
Right?
I would like to give the 4-1.
Okay.
I don't have the opportunity. Because also heterosexual people are problematic. They don't even know how to have sex. But that's a whole other conversation.
Moving right along.
So let's do the clock corner. So, talk to me about your understanding when it comes to condom use. Like the SRHFI campaign went through a process where we were talking about dual contraceptives, right?
Yeah.
And the importance of dual contraceptives. And we know that people don't necessarily look at contraceptives. They think about it in terms of infections and disease as well. But what is your understanding, particularly about condoms as a contraceptive as well as something that you can use for pleasure?
So I firstly I must say I love the campaign Sabawe, because I was like Sabawe to say the sex, because I feel for me we need to send the message out there to say as a male, or you can use a condom as a form of contraceptive, because that way there's like, I get it, they say a condom is like 99% safe, and the 1% depends on you. You know, to say, are you able to use a condom with and all of that. So yeah.
Okay, have you tried the female condom?
Oh yes.
Which one? Only. Nice things only.
Nice things only. And I feel for me it's very pleasurable. It does the work. Because my biggest thing is, I don't see why do I need to have a male condom in my bag when I don't have a penis.
Right.
So that's just my politics to say, go get your act together and always have a cupid in your bag.
Right.
I think also the challenge with those is that they aren't as popular as the male condoms are. So meaning still accessing them is a bit of a challenge. Right. Because then if you walk into a garage, you'll find that Umex is everywhere. It's not there.
Right. I think there was somebody who asked the question about, is there a point to distributing female condoms? And I was taken aback, because I was like, for the longest of time, people struggled with external condoms. They struggled to pick them up even though they were free. And we need to get to a point where Cupid is everywhere. You can also purchase, because another thing is that generally internal condoms or female condoms are available in government settings or also for free. So getting a variety of that as well will be the thing that will be exciting. You know, Andazi, what would be the lube can be an exciting situation, because already we've got other exciting happening. So getting that to be also at a point of sale where I can purchase it, and also realizing, guys, like female condoms are very pleasurable things to use. And if you're uncomfortable putting it in, because generally it's the how do I do all of that. But once you learn, maybe we'll
turning back.
Listen, please. You got to know. You must know. You know. And also, you know, if you feel like you're uncomfortable putting it in, get a little more lubrication so that it becomes easier for you. I definitely think that there's a place in our society to start looking at condoms as methods of getting even more pleasure when you have sexual activity. So let's move it right along. I want to talk about when we talk about contraceptive access. I know that we touched on it briefly. When we talk about contraceptive access, what has been your experience in terms of particularly public facilities? What is it that women are saying firstly, and then secondly, what is it that is readily available to them?
So I know that at the moment, the most common one is Depo is readily available.
And that's the 3-month one.
Yeah, that's the 3 months one, which is not advisable for women who haven't had any children, apparently, is what they say.
Why is it not advisable? I've heard this story before, but I don't understand what the thinking is around that.
So the nurse was saying it blocks you. Like, even if maybe you would like stop using it, you're gonna take maybe 2 to 3 years to get children, and sometimes you don't even get children. But I don't know how true that is, right? And then
I think there's definitely a space again to have that clarity, because the understanding is that contraceptives, particularly hormone contraceptives, you would take a while to conceive because of the hormone. So it stops your period, which means it stops the production of eggs. Once you stop using it, then your body kind of gets back into its old flow, which is the thing that takes a while for you to conceive. But if you had fertility issues in the first place, then you've got real problems. But that is not necessarily because of the hormones. It's because anyway, women like in terms of your facility. And I don't think we think of ourselves as people who should check out our fertility and find out how am I able to conceive, what's going on, and things like that. It just goes, okay, which means the depo is the thing that caused, it wasn't the valve that I heard them talk about that. And I think we really, really, really have a responsibility to interrogate even what nurses tell us. When you're advising me, you need to advise me as a point of information, or not what you perceive it to be. You know what I mean? Sorry, I interrupted you. So you're talking about most available is Depo-Vera, which is the 3-month one.
3-month one, that is straight. In some institutions has been discontinued.
Why is that?
So the reasoning behind it is they use the product used to make it is oil. So oil is scarce.
I see.
And also there's the pills, the different pills.
And then for long acting, do you know, like for like a longer, so if I don't want to be pregnant for the next 3 years?
Oh, and then there's the IUD, right?
Oh, yes.
But with the IUD, I don't think public health facilities offer it. So if you want to get like an IUD, you'd have to go to a private.
Is it not offered, or is it not an option on the table? Because at some point we were in conversations with the Department of Health. They were talking about the copper IUD, the one, the who's got a little bit of hormones, it's not got a lot. So is it not offered, or is it because they don't tell women? Because also you have to now, in terms of human resource, you have to go in for surgery, or it's not surgery in a major way, but you know that they need to insert the things.
Some facilities don't offer it at all. They don't have that option. And in some institutions you walk in, they don't have. I remember last year they were crying about having a shortage.
So that's a real thing, guys. Because we don't want to walk around with cups in our bags.
And
in your bag.
The vasectomy and the implant. So the vasectomy is for the guy, and then there's an implant patch.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So you've got your contraceptive. You've got your short ones, which is the 2 and 3 month. And then you've got the pill, which is an everyday thing, so discipline to make it strong. And then you've got your longer term, which is the IUD and vasectomy. Men can't be out here on some Tina, condoms, contraceptives.
No condoms.
Not help you with STIs and HIV. Please, some love. Okay. So I wanted us to now go to the crux of the matter. Because you guys work a lot with women, what have you heard about access to comprehensive abortion? And I say comprehensive, it's the counseling, the information. It is the actual service. It is pain management also, and then it's the post.
So with this one is a bit tricky because understanding that we are not all from the same, we're not on the same economic level, right? We've had more young women who are able to access private facilities, mainly because of the stigma in a public health space. Well, if you go into a private space, you get everything. Sometimes if you go into a public facility, like they tell you, we're only seeing so many patients, you'd have to turn back, you come back the next day. And also, I think they're doing this because they're trying to prolong the weeks, because or you'd be moved from pillar to post because the person doesn't want to perform the abortion. So by the time you actually get a facility that can help you, you're already above 36 weeks.
But so when you're talking about prolonging the process, at some point you're speaking about some of the collaborations that you've got. I mean, so if you're prolonging the process or you're not referring me in good faith, what is my recourse? So now I am 13 weeks pregnant, and we know the cutoff is 20 weeks. So if then I come to you and I go, I got this referral, but where they referred me to, there's 50 people in the waiting list. How then do you guys step in collaboration with the different institutions?
Okay, so then you can even have like a case against like the department. So you'd have to go like to your IPAS. I know they also assist you in that regard, whereby, because I get it, you'd have like the proof to say I have been moving from here to here to here.
Right.
Then it's easier to maneuver the whole process, because you have to prove that I came and I was moved there and there, and then you can even lodge like a complaint, and it can turn into like a very huge thing, because also they are stepping on your human right, because it's a basic human right to access the facility.
So I'm thinking, in a scenario where I'm facing I've only got another 7 weeks, if even, because you must remember it's at the doctor's discretion. So if even for manner, I still need to lodge a complaint, and sort of the time factor, because pregnancy is very time sensitive. Do you expedite? Do we know anyone who says, okay, look, this person's 17 weeks, we need to make sure they get the service, even though we know that there's a complaint, but service, and then we can look at the case after the fact. But is there a space or do you have access to organizations that help them kind of get to the service as fast as possible? Not really.
I'm here to meet someone who can help us in a sense to say, let's do the process and then we'll deal with the case after.
Right.
So I think that's also like a gap.
That's a gap.
That we
That's
need to
definitely a
like
gap.
fill, because also we have to wait for a complaint to be resolved, which might take up to 2 weeks, and that's already adding on your duration as well.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. That's definitely a gap worth feeling. And I think, we've got Twitter doctors, and we can press a little bit of a button. But if you're somebody so I guess the cry for access is generally for people who very well do not exist in the Twitter space in the first place. But I guess if you have a touch point, so if I know Mphutho, I know Kanyisa, I know Mphutho, or whoever, I can then touch base with those people to say, hey guys, that needs a service. How do we make sure while there's a complaint that they access the service? I think those are definitely responsibilities that we've got. It can get a lot, but we can't let a person who wants a safe service to find themselves in an unsafe space just because they couldn't get the help that they need. So for me, I think my final question is, which bodies do you think should get involved in terms of access? When there's the health department, as you said, they're trying to shorten the access to services. I know that in Gauteng in particular, the MEC is being said to be a friend in terms of the abortion access because of his own experiences. So maybe this will start to get better, but we're talking South Africa wide, we're talking Africa-wide, we're talking worldwide, where there is also the gag rule. So what do you think, which institutions can help us with access? Which institutions can lobby for us to be seen as people who are deserving of this health right?
I'm thinking your people like your UNAIDS, your UN Women, because I know that they also they're very influential when it comes to issues relating to women. So maybe if, I don't know how, but if they can throw that influence, especially when it comes to issues of sexual reproductive health, because they carry a lot of weight.
Right.
Let's get the Department of Education involved, because if you are exposed to this kind of information from a young age, it's easier for you to get around.
Right.
The Justice Department, they need to also then play a role.
Right.
Yeah. And the different I think also human rights.
Yeah.
Human rights, they also need to sort of like, let's have this education of the Constitution from a very young age, and look into also not only using English to educate, but also let's find innovative ways in spreading the message. If we need to do role plays on how to access, let's do that. If we need to have like heated debates, if we need to have plays, so this then challenges our writers as well to say, dear writer, what are you writing about? You know, so yeah, I think there's a lot that the nation.
You've nailed it. The justice system needs to step in, definitely, because if we're talking about reproductive justice, we need to see that the health department can be taken to task. We need to see that people are supposed to provide but obstruct care get taken to task. We need to also see that the education department is actually educating. We can't have people dying because they don't think that they can access it. And also, I think in terms of the health system, the support that is provided for abortion providers in terms of debriefing and also making sure that if you're needing a medication, you can be mad at me because you got there and I had to refer you. But if maybe the medication was there, so I think it's a definite fiddle for us as well, the activists, to push nurses to provide, but also to push the health system to help them be providers. I think is a very important one. So I'm going to say, it's been a while. Thank you so much. What is the one thing you want to say about everything women with disabilities, sexual and reproductive justice? What is it that you just are boiling to say to whoever's listening?
Make them uncomfortable until they become uncomfortable.
Make them uncomfortable until they become uncomfortable. This has been another installment of the Sexual and Reproductive Health for Information campaign. The hashtag is SRHFYI. Thank you so much, Thato, for joining us. We will make sure that we also put in her Twitter, Facebook for the organization and for her if you want to touch base. Ours are always available. If you use the hashtag, we will find you information. Thank you.